Hi, my name is Morten, and in this video we will be looking at how we can display categories on the front end inside Umbraco. In the previous exercise, we were looking at creating the category navigation that we now have displayed here on the front end. We also made a link for the category. So let's try to click that. The first issue we need to resolve here is getting rid of the 404 that Umbraco shows because there is no page associated with this URL. And that makes a perfect sense because the URL is something that we just came up with, but neither Umbraco or Ucommerce knows what to do with this URL just yet. So let's try to fix that. Let's go back into the backend of Umbraco. Here I am in the settings area. If I go back to content, we will see that we have the home page that we created before. What we need to do now is create a new subpage, but using another document type. So I will create that under the masterclass home that I created. Again, I will use document type without a template. And let's call this masterclass category. What we can see here is that the masterclass category should have been created under the home, which should have created the child node types here. Let's add that. Masterclass category. This means that I can now create a page underneath the home page using this document type here. So I will go back to content, right click, select the masterclass category. And what we can do now is we can give it a name. Let's use category. Save it and publish it. And what we should see now is that I have the ability to go back and I can click on my link. And now I will see that the category page no longer gives me a 404 because I've created the page inside Umbraco. Again, this is a good example of the fact that we are leveraging Umbraco to build our pages and have them wire up our MVC controllers for the individual routes that we have. But we have no content on the page just yet. That's what we're going to do now. So I will go back to my Visual Studio solution and I will find the category controller. In here, we will now have the ability to extract what the current category is, map the data, and then show it on the front end. Notice up here that we have our query string parameter, which was what we were setting in the URL. This is to make our catalog context aware of what category we're looking at the moment. And this is of course where we want to sprinkle nice URLs on top, but for a showcase purpose, we're doing the simple query string parameter here. So inside our controller, we now need to extract what the current category is. To do that, we need a few things. We need to import the using statement, ucommerce.entitiesv2, because the category that we're looking at is placed under that namespace. We need to import the API namespace so that we can use the APIs a little later. And now we're going to introduce a new using statement called ucommerce.runtime. Ucommerce.runtime is also part of the top-level APIs. It's responsible for keeping the catalog context, which will give us the ability to extract what the current category is. So inside our index method, we will now be able to assign a variable to our category under Ucommerce Entities v2. Under Ucommerce.runtime, we can access the site context, which is a singleton pattern. I can grab current site context, and on that we have catalog context, order context, and current culture. In this case, we're interested in what catalog context we're in. Catalog context can tell us what are the current category we're looking at, what is the current catalog, what is the current store, and what is the current product. Those are the four main entities we are looking at in the catalog context when we're building our store and browse functionality. In this case, we're interested in current category. Now that we have current category, we can map a few things. Let's start out by mapping the category view model's name to current category dot display name. Again, current category dot display name will be imported by the Ucommerce.extensions namespace. This gives us the ability to show the current translated name of the category that we're looking at right now. All right, let's try to build this and see if it works. So I'm building my solution, and let's try to refresh the front end again. So here we have formal, which is the name of the formal category. We have tops, casual, shoes, accessories, and so on and so forth. Now it is your time to write some code. Pause this video and recreate the same code you just saw in the video. Try to export the different APIs that we just used and see if you can get the categories displayed on the screen. Once you're done with this exercise, come back for a brief recap on what we just did. Please notice that you need to use the handouts provided for this exercise. It will show you all the right APIs that you need to use. Alright, welcome back. What we just discovered is that Umbraco is responsible for showing the right page on the screen. If Umbraco does not know about the URL, we will get a 404. We got rid of the 404 by creating a page that matches the same URL in Umbraco that we tried to request. We also learned that you can use the catalog context to extract current category. This is based on the query string parameter appended in the URL. This actually means that we now have a single dedicated page that are responsible for showing all the categories coming from the backend. In the next video, we will see how we can create a product listing using the top-level APIs in Ucommerce based on the category we are displaying on the screen. Thanks for watching and see you again in the next video.